One swipe. That's all it takes for your teen to go from confident to crushed under $5,000 of credit card debt they didn't see coming. I've worked with teens who ruined their credit scores before they even know they had a credit score or knew what went into building one. In this video, I'll show you exactly what your teen needs to understand before they touch a credit card and how you as the parent can teach them through conversation. So I have 3 and maybe a half, maybe 4, who knows, lessons that we're going to go over real quick. And you should be able to teach these to your child in one conversation. All right, so lesson 1, it's not free money. Credit cards are not free money. They're also not a place where you can hold a charge until you get money to then pay it off. That's how you get stuck. Yeah, that's how you get stuck, right? If you don't have the money to pay for it this month, you're not going to have the money to pay for it next month. Because next month, I assume you're going to have all the same expenses that you had this month. So you using a credit card to go buy something that you don't need on top of all the expenses that you already had that already took up all of your money doesn't result in a positive balance, right? So take that into account for yourself and teach it to your teenager. Got it? Got it. All right. Lesson 2, minimum payment trap. So let's say you went ahead and charged that $1,000 TV, right, to your car because you moved into an apartment and you're like, I needed a TV, so I had to get the $1,000 TV. Sure, I get it. Kinda. Not me. I'd have bought some used off of Facebook Marketplace. But I get it. Other people want brand new stuff for some reason. So now you spend $1,000. The thing is, with credit cards, they have these things called minimum payments. So you're like, man, I charged $1,000. This sucks. I only get paid, $2,500 every check. This is gonna be half of my paycheck. But when you go to the website to make that payment, you see this little thing at the bottom, and it's like, yeah, do you want to pay off the $1,000 or do you want to pay $30? And it's like, $30 sounds nice. I think I'd like to pay $30 instead of $1,000. So you pay the $30 and now you're good. You're good for another 30 days. Chilling. Next month comes. It's like, oh man, now I owe, $1,050 or however much it goes up by. And then it's like, okay, yeah, let me go ahead and pay. And it's like, oh, pay $30 again. And it's like, you're cooking. I just keep paying $30. It's only $30. Who cares? Well, if you fall into that thing, which is called a debt trap, that one TV that you bought, you're going to be paying on that for the next 5 years. Do you want to take 5 years to pay off $1,000 TV? Or you could have just waited a month, waited a couple months, took, 500 off of each check and then went and bought it in 2 months and never worried about it again. So it's just taking the time to think about how it's going to affect your future, all the things you're not going to be able to do because you're stuck paying an extra $30 every month for 5 years. Stop it. 3, and I think this is big for teenagers. I don't think adults do this. I haven't met any, but teenagers definitely will. Getting a credit card is not a trophy. It's not an accomplishment. Honestly, for the adults too, because I've seen adults who get their little things in the mail and they're like, ooh, this letter said I have been selected out of everyone to get the blah, blah, blah credit card. Man, I thought my credit was bad, but they just told me I'm pre-approved for a $5,000 balance with this card. I got to get it. I'm special. You're not. All credit card companies pay millions and millions of dollars every year every month to send out tons of those letters to everyone so that they can get a couple suckers to sign up, get stuck into a debt trap, and pay them for the rest of their life. It's a sound investment for them because they'll get paid in perpetuity. That means forever. So no, getting a credit card is not a trophy. Getting a letter in the mail that says you're pre-approved for a credit card does not make you special. That's literally them trying to catch suckers to trick them into paying them forever. Don't let it hype you up. So for your teenager, let them know, hey, don't go telling your friends bragging that you have a credit card because then they're just going to get peer pressured into spending money, spending it, using it to go purchase things for themselves and for their friends. And they're just going to end up in a terrible situation, right? Let them know you got to be responsible with this. Let them know to only utilize, maybe 10% of it, 30 at the most, but then go ahead and pay it off. Always pay it in full every month so you don't have to pay any extra. That'll raise their credit score. And never swipe if they can't afford it. If you don't have the money in your account for it, don't swipe for it. And some people may ask, Darius, well, what's the point of me having a credit card if I'm only going to use it when I have the money for it? Well, that's what I'm telling you to do. And because that'll raise your credit score, that'll still make you eligible for the point systems and whatever rewards come with it. And you have to raise your credit score regardless if you want to, use debt or not, because your eligibility to get put into an apartment is based off your credit score. Your, eligibility to get certain jobs is based off your credit score. If you do want to buy a house later on, that's going to be based off your credit score. So regardless if you want to go into debt or not, it's still very wise to go ahead and do some things to raise your credit score, right? And I wrote 3.5. Honestly, I don't remember what the 0.5 was going to be. So we just going to press on, right? All in all, those are just three things. I went and linked with them with examples. You can do what you like, but simply when it comes to getting your first credit card, let your child know, hey, it's not free money. Only use it for money that you actually have in your account. Don't buy things thinking you're going to pay it off later. That's how they get you. 2, minimum payment trap. So whenever you do use it, go ahead and pay off the full balance. Please, please, please do not get into a habit of paying that minimum balance. I hate that they offer that, because that's what gets everyone. It looks so tempting to pay $30 instead of $1,000, but don't do it, because you're going to end up paying way more because of the length of time that you owe them that money. And then number 3, it's not a trophy. Don't get excited about having a high credit score. Don't get excited about being eligible to get a card, and don't be bragging about getting a card, period. It's not an accomplishment that really needs to be celebrated. I know people love celebrating any and everything these days, but that's not one. Go do something that actually benefits somebody else. Do something that improves the world. And you can do stuff on a small scale. You could go tutor somebody or something. Like, do something that benefits somebody else and then brag about that. Alrighty. So at Mammoth Money Academy, we teach parents things like this so that they can teach their teens. And then we also have a module just for the teens. So if the parent tries to learn this stuff and they just like, you know what, I suck at this, it ain't working, y'all just teach my teenager. We got you. I've built out a whole model framework that'll set up a teen from knowing nothing about money at all to knowing more than 40-year-olds know, right? They're already going to have their bank accounts, their high yield savings, their maybe 3 different investment accounts, maybe a crypto account. Their emergency savings is going to be set up. They're going to be setting reoccurring payments into their retirement accounts. They're going to have life insurance, and they're going to know what taxes are, and they're going to start paying their taxes from the first time they're supposed to, instead of skipping the first year like most of us do. All right. Thank you for listening. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Have a good night.